Good day, students. Now we're going to look at the solution to 17a and b, part of your long answer questions at the end of chapter 1. It's in your sample quiz. Of course, is in book 1 of your Math 1026 booklets. And it's asking us in all of 17 to draw equations of lines and equations of inequalities. So let's have a look at these. The first one asks us to graph the line negative 2 over 3x minus 4. Y equals minus 2 over 3x minus 4. So it's already in slope-intercept form. It's already y equals mx plus b. So all we need to do is note the slope. Now the slope is the coefficient in front of x. So there's my slope. My slope is negative 2/3. And my y-intercept is the value here, in this case negative 4. So I know my slope is negative 2/3. Now lines that have negative slope, so I can tell you right now this line slants upward to the left, because negative slope lines always slant upward to the left. What do I mean by that? Well, my line is going to go this way, right? Upward to the left. Right? This is the left over here, the right. So we go upward to the left. So all negative slope lines slant upward to the left. Now, once I know my y-intercept, that's my starting point. There's where you start graphing. Always start here with your y-intercept. So find that point on your y-axis. So where do I find that point on my y-axis? Okay, so that's the first thing I do, and of course that's right here. You should see it there. And label that point, so I'm going to label that as negative 4. Label key points. Now, from that point, you use, of course, your slope, don't you? Now, with a negative slope, means you can go up and to the left or down to the right. And of course, I'm sure you're aware of that. So I go up, my rise is 2, because it's 2 over 3, and run 1, 2, 3. So there's 1 point. Rise 2, 1, 2, run 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 1, and down here I can go the other way too, right? I can go down 2, 1, 2, and over to the right 3 places. So you can see all those dots are in a straight line. If they're not, then you've just recheck one. You've probably done a slope wrong or something. And then you just sketch it. So using my line drawer, I'll see if I can get a line through all those points, and there it is right there. Okay, and I also like to put arrows on top of it, meaning it continues forever in each direction. Okay, and there's the first one. Now in B is very similar, however we got work to do first. We know it's a line, but we don't know the slope or the y-intercept. Now there's the 2-intercept method. We could find both intercepts. My preference, since we're using y equals mx plus b in other exercises, it's just as well to stay with that. So in the first step, I have taken the positive 2x and I've moved it to the other side. In other words, I've subtracted 2x from both sides, right? And that just makes it negative when you move it over. Now of course I divide everything by that negative 4 to isolate y. What am I doing? I'm putting it in slope-intercept form. So I'm isolating y. I want y equals. Now I got y equal to negative over negative, which is positive first of all. 2 over 4 reduces to 1/2 x. 12, positive 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. So now I know my slope. What is my slope here? So the slope of b here is the number in front of x. So the slope is positive again, or positive in this case, sorry, which is 1/2. And I know the y-intercept is this value here, which is negative 3. Okay, so b is equal to negative 3. Now it's a positive slope, so I know that slants upward to the right. Okay, where do you start each time? Where's your starting point? Your starting point is your y-intercept. Start here. So find that point on the x-axis, or on the y-axis. It's a y-intercept. There it is right there. And label that point, negative 3. There it is. Now from that point, leave your pen on that point, use your slope. Rise 1 and run 2. Rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. Or I could go down 1 and to the left 2. And all those points you can see are in a straight line. So let's get my line drawer here, and we'll draw that one. Hopefully I can draw it straight. There we go. And again, I like to put arrows on these, meaning they extend on forever and ever. We're just seeing a piece of the graph. Alright, so there's the solutions for the first two, A and B. The next video will do the next two, C and D.